talking about how to get insurance coverage or how to figure out a way to fund the fertility treatment you need. If you are denied coverage, you can appeal to the insurance company and say, I think you should cover me, and here's why, and here's all the research, and here's the letter from my doctor, and you should really cover me. And the insurance will either approve or reverse their denial, or they will uphold it and you're still denied. And in that case, you have an option to file an external appeal, and that is through the state, and you have an independent insurance reviewer who will look at your case, look at what the insurance company said, and look at what you said. Now, if in your original appeal you provide all your information, letters from doctors, research supporting you, I have never had anyone lose an external appeal case. I have never seen it, but most people are too tired by then, or beaten down, or give up. How to request a predetermination of coverage. So that's basically going to your insurance company. This is your case. I know I don't have insurance coverage for this. I know it's not in my benefits plan, but I would like you to cover it, and here is the reason why. And then you give the reason why. You give a letter from your doctor. You give research supporting why. So the predetermination is you're requesting that they cover you. And then if they deny you, then you can appeal the denial. So, but that gives you actually more chances to try to get your case across. And if sometimes when the insurance companies deny you, if the reasoning they give you is like illegal, that's like the golden gem, you know, because you know you're definitely going to win then, because you can say, well, according to state law, and again, I don't expect you to have to, know this on your own. That's why there is support and information available to you. But like if they say you've had 6 cycles, or if they say you're over 40 and your FSH is this amount, so we're not going to cover you. Once you know what the reason is for their denial, you can find all the research to overcome it, to overcome that obstacle. Review steps on how to write your appeal. And a lot of that is in here, the step-by-step instructions, because you want to share some of your story, but it can't all be about it's not fair, I would be a great mother, we have a nice home, it's not about that. You really have to give them something tangible, because they're in a job too. The person who works for the insurance company has to be able to justify to their boss why they're going to provide you benefits. And I learned this the hard way, not regarding infertility. It was actually regarding the CVS testing. I had to pay out of pocket and then get reimbursed. And I sent everything to the insurance company, and they said, we never received it. And my medical records after 15 years, is like this thick. So I had to get, because I didn't make copies myself ahead of time, I've learned that lesson. I had to get everything again, make copies for myself, and then have a set for the insurance company. And then I sent it this time with tracking, where they had to sign for it. And I still wasn't hearing back from them. They were taking way too long. So I called them and they said, we never received it. And I said, really? Because I have a slip that says so-and-so signed for it on this day at this time. Please hold. And so I was on hold, and they came back and they said, well, we have 10 pages. And I had sent them at least 200 pages. And I said, tell you what, I happen to have another copy. So I will resend it. You give me the name of a person. And that's one of the things that I've learned, is to also copy the HR department, so they can help us if the insurance company is giving you a hard time. Your insurance could change with the Affordable Care Act. Right now, infertility is part of the benchmark plan in Massachusetts, which means if you're fully insured or a large business employer, the lowest benefit you can have is what's a part of this special benchmark plan, and that one does cover infertility and IVF. Christina was denied because she was 40. She had one elevated FSH test, even though, and it was right after her father died. She had an FSH test and it was high. And then she had 2 or 3 tests after that, and they were all normal. And one of the things we did, yeah, she did do IVF. She got coverage. She went through an external appeal, and she got coverage. And she sent an I told you so note to her insurance company and a thank you note to the external appeal physician. But what was really interesting about her case is we were able to find literature that said the way they tested for the FSH was a clomiphene challenge with the medication Clomid. So we were able to find research that said that more than one dose of clomiphene is actually recommended because people's responses vary when you take it. And then there was also something about how other factors can affect your hormone levels, and that went to the case about her father, and she provided a copy of his death certificate as well, and the timing of the test. So it's really about like being detailed and getting that information, and it seems like a lot of work, but she actually got 3 IVF cycles out of it at age 40. That I thought was pretty good. Insurers want to know what their legal obligation is and how coverage benefits their company. It really does lower the outcome cost. So the winning recipe is really a letter from your doctor with the research, demonstrating how the insurer would benefit, like the woman who had the genetic condition, what they'd already paid, and proving an error by the insurance company. That's always a plus. Every letter is different. Everybody approaches things differently, but they all have the same formula. They'll mention their doctor. They'll say, see research, attached. They'll say, some of them will even include the reference of what literature they're talking about. And, I have samples of reimbursement being over 40, having high FSH, having the cycle limit, having a genetic condition. There are sample letters in here. It's basic. I'm terrible at math. But I remember in algebra that basically there are formulas, and you just plug things into the formula, and you just have to plug the right numbers in order to get the answer right. Well, that's what this is. When you're communicating with your insurance company, with your employer, there is an equation. You know what they want. You just have to provide the right information. The more information you have, the better prepared, when I say be prepared, the better prepared you are in your communication with these policymakers. Some people are not in the mental space to go for this and to take action, and there is absolutely no judgment. Just understand that that is your choice. And the one thing that you can gain from this, whether you take action or not, is you are no longer helpless. That you are making choices on how you proceed and how you try to access what you need.